What's up, y'all? It's Leonard with Zen Holistic Fitness, and in this video, I'm going to show you everything I know about training planche. I'm going to take you from the very beginning, when you can't even tuck planche, and I'm going to show you how to unlock tuck planche, how to strengthen it, how to progress to the advanced tuck. I'm going to show you a bunch of planche progressions. I guarantee there are at least a few progressions in here that you've never heard of, and I guarantee you there are form cues and form tips that you've never heard of. So get your pen and pad out, get your notebook out. You're going to want to watch this video all the way till the end to learn everything you can learn about training planche as effectively as possible. So with that being said, let's jump right in to the beginning of this video.
The full planche is arguably the most iconic strength hold you can do in calisthenics. And the reason I'll be using resistance bands to do assisted full planche holds rather than unassisted tuck planche holds is because when you're in a tuck planche, imagine this is your torso. When you're in a tuck planche, the joint angle with your shoulders might be about here, but when you're in a full planche, the joint angle might be about here. So by emulating the full planche hold and using assistance to make it easier, such as a rubber band under your center of mass, it allows for a more accurate shoulder joint angle, which is going to contribute to greater joint strength, specificity, and allow for a better carryover to the full planche hold. So the beginning of the workout, we're going to do 3 sets of full planche assisted holds using the resistance band. The goal is to use good protraction in the shoulders, good angles with the core, good core engagement, good posterior pelvic tilt, and go 1 to 2 seconds shy of failure while maintaining good form. Here we go. After our first set, we're going to rest 2 to 3 minutes. Repeat. I've rested the 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to begin my second set. After reviewing the footage, I noticed my protraction could have been a little bit stronger in my scapula and in my shoulders. So for the second set, I'm going to really focus on protraction and see if I can improve my form a bit. The goal is to protract and depress your shoulders. So you want to imagine your shoulder joint coming forward and down, but mainly focusing on forward protraction. Man, that's tough. For the final set of the band assisted full planche holds, I moved the camera angle from the side so you can see it from a different perspective. Let's see if we can protract even harder and hold even with finger form. All right, here we go. For the next exercise, I'm going to do pseudo planche lean push-ups. I'm going to skim my head against the wall to ensure I maintain the same degree of lean, more or less the same degree of lean throughout the entire movement. For this exercise, I'm going to really emphasize on protraction as well, but also proper posterior pelvic tilt, and really try and drill the proper technique with a less intense exercise. As well, I'm going to take it 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. You start in a plank position, protract, posterior pelvic tilt, core engaged, glute engaged. Do a loop. And then begin the push-ups. Really protract the top. We're going to stop 5 reps. Rest as needed, at least 2 to 3 minutes, and repeat for 3 sets total. All right, we're going for set number 2 of the pseudo planche push-ups. We're going to try, again, focusing on protraction and posterior pelvic tilt. We're also going to try and ensure that my hips and my shoulders are at the same height to ensure I have a flat, round torso that is parallel with the ground throughout the entire portion of the movement. Here we go. Pseudo planche lean push-ups with the wall to maintain the same lean distance in the same joint angle. Tract, glutes, core, lean. Yeah. Woo. Man, I feel like I'm barely leaning and I'm gassing out after just a few reps at the top. Okay, third and final set of the pseudo planche lean push-ups. I switched up the camera angle so you can see it from a different angle. We're going to try and stick with everything I said from the last two sets. We're going to try and do a hold at the top, so maybe 2 to 3 second hold at the top of each rep to get more straight arm strength, straight arm conditioning. Here we go. And hold. Man. Whew. The hold makes it way more difficult. So rest as needed, at least 2 to 3 minutes. And we'll begin the next exercise. Our next exercise is going to be the L-sit to tuck planche hold. So far we've done band-assisted planche holds where we use a band to make the movement easier. We've done pseudo planche holds where we keep our feet on the ground to make the movement easier. Now we're going to actually lift our entire body weight, no assistance, and put our body weight into our hands to condition what it actually feels like to lift up our whole body weight using the tuck planche. So the goal is to do 3 seconds of L-sit, control, no momentum, press to tuck planche, hold for 3 seconds, lower back to L-sit, come back again to tuck planche, and repeat for time. When we're in the L-sit, we're going to ensure we have good scapular depression for the entire portion of the movement, meaning we're pushing our scapula and our shoulders down, and from there, we're going to press into protraction into the tuck planche and try and get our hips high to parallel, maybe even slightly above parallel. So it should look something like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So this movement is great for going from a support hold position with straight arms and pressing from a support hold position into planche. Gives you great straight arm strength, scapular conditioning, and you work your core a bit during the L-sit portion. After reviewing the footage from my first set, I noticed that I wasn't getting my hips up as high as I would have liked to. So I'm going to really focus on pushing down with my scapula and shoulders, leaning forward, and allowing my hips to come up during this portion of the movement. In case you're wondering, the reason why I have these bands wrapped around my parallettes is because I like the grip, the texture the rubber bands have, the rubberized texture. Even, especially for handstand holds, I find it a bit easier to hold a handstand. But for regular push-ups and planche work, the metal works fine. But I just like this grip. Okay, here we go. Set number 2 of L-sit to tuck planche. Here we go. Good. Man, I am fatigued already. So we got one more set, and then we're gonna move on to the last exercise of this planche routine. Okay, it's time for my third and final set of L sit to tuck planche holds. Gonna give it everything I got. Really try and push down and actually push the set really hard. Not that the other sets weren't hard, they were hard, but this is gonna be really tough. Here we go. Good. Oh, dang. That is tough. We're gonna rest as needed, probably close to 3 minutes. And then we're gonna do our final exercise, which is going to be wall, assisted toes to wall handstand push-ups. For the handstand push-ups, I'm doing them against the wall, just to focus on really fatiguing the shoulder muscles, mainly the front delts, and shredding the muscle fibers so they grow back thicker and stronger, just so I have a bit more muscle in my shoulders, a bit more shoulder strength, and that should help with the planche holds and the planche push-ups. Toes to wall, handstand push-ups, and we're gonna take our sets until our form breaks down. We might even go slightly into broken down form, just to really ensure we are fatiguing our shoulder muscles adequately. So we're gonna strive for good form, but as we get fatigued, our form is gonna break down. That's just natural. So here we go. Kick up into a handstand. Find a good hand position and begin the handstand push-ups. Here we go. There. Rest as needed and complete 2 more sets. All right, here comes set number 2 of the handstand push-ups. Only got 1 more set once we complete this set, so let's go. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. We're almost done, guys. Keep pushing through. All right, this is the 3rd set of our final exercise, handstand push-ups. Be sure to give it everything you got. Go to failure, go past failure to ensure you fatigue your shoulders, build more muscle, come back stronger for your next workout. Yeah. All right, there you guys have it. It's our full planche workout.
We have straight arm, banded raises. I'm doing this with a supinated grip. The goal is to just raise with your shoulders, protract your scapulas, elbows locked out, and condition your shoulder joint as well as your elbow joint. So there's really no max reps you have to do or no minimum reps. You just do it to warm up the body. So it's going to be taken in on a case-by-case basis for how many you have to do. So again, slow and controlled raise and just warm up the shoulders. Again, we're doing the planche raises, but this time we're doing it with the resistance band around our waist. So that's going to change the angle of the resistance. So again, elbows straight, protracted, scapulas, press, hold, back down. Now we have the wrists to warm up. So I'm going to start by leaning forward, wiggling the wrists, and stretching the wrists to extend backwards this way first. So do a few reps of that. Warm up, switch your wrists over, come backwards like this, wiggle them, make a fist. Roll the fist around on the mat, just like so. Grab your hands together. Wiggle like this. A little bit more on the wrists. Get them nice and loose. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to jump into the first exercise of this planche routine. First up, we have scapula push ups. Superset with scapula elevation, depression shrugs. So we're going to train the forward backwards range of motion first, and then we're going to train the up and down range of motion. So we're going to go for 10 reps of each. Get in a push-up position, scapula.
When doing the scapula shrugs, it's really important to keep your body in the position of a planche. That means keep your glutes squeezed, keep your core squeezed, keep your body in posterior pelvic tilt, keep your elbows straight, and only move the scapula up and down.
And then while you're in protraction, keeping your shoulders protract, you're going to elevate and depress your scapula. So bring them up to your ears and then down to your back.
For this move, it's the same principle. Keep your body in a planche position, keep your scapulas protracted, and practice raising your shoulders up towards your ears and down towards your butt. The goal is to have full control in a large range of motion for this move.
All right, and rest for 2 minutes, and then repeat for 3 sets. Next up, we have straddle pike to straddle planche lean. So we're going to keep our legs straddled. We're going to have our arms over our head, and then we're going to lean forward into a planche lean. And the goal is to have good protraction, good depression, glutes engaged, core engaged, keeping that pelvic low and in a straight line. And we're going to go for a 5-second lean. Straddle.
For this move, it's more of the same. Keep that planche position and keep your muscles engaged just like you would in a real planche. The goal is not to lean as far forward as possible. The goal is to have the best form I can, even if it means not leaning as far forward. As a beginner, you might not be able to lean as far forward. Just focus on good protraction and good form, and build up that good form, and then eventually the lean will come with time.
Woo, that's a tough one. So rest for 3 minutes, and then repeat 3 sets. Next up, we're doing pike lean, feet slide into tuck planche. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and we're going to try and hit 10 reps of this exercise. So you're going to start. Grip parallettes, pike position, lean into planche, and slide your feet into tuck. And hold for a second. Come back. That's 1 rep. We're going to go for 10.
This move is all about conditioning and building up muscular endurance. You're not trying to max out with this one. You are trying to build up volume and build up your time under tension and your endurance with the planche. Focus on good form and building up quality time under tension with good quality form.
Woo! All right, we're going to cut it there. No, I've never done that one before. That one's really tough. Rest 3 minutes, and then we'll start the next exercise. Next up, we have feet-assisted tuck planche to advanced tuck holds. So we're going to bounce between a tuck and to an advanced tuck with our feet on the ground. We're going to go for 5 reps, and on the 5th and final rep, we're going to do a 5-second hold. Again, I've never done this move before, so this is my first time trying it with you guys. We'll start with a tuck, planche lean, advanced tuck, tuck, advanced tuck, tuck, advanced tuck. For our last rep, 5-second hold.
Full planche. These are some of the best planche conditioning drills that you can do, and I'm training these on a weekly basis. Let's jump right into the video. First up, we have pike to lean slide into tuck planche. To begin this move, you start out in a pike. The key characteristics of a pike is to have your arms extended overhead and to have a fold at your hips. The reason to start out in a pike is to force your body into the proper planche form from the very beginning of the exercise. From the pike position, you begin to lean forward into a planche position. By starting in a pike, you lean through a plank position before you get into the planche lean. This allows you to focus on proper scapula protraction and proper core engagement before you even lean forward. This way, proper form comes before the exercise is loaded. From the planche lean, you slide your feet up into a tuck planche and hold for a second or two. Repeat for 10 reps total. Next up, we have straddle pike to straddle planche lean. This exercise is very similar to the first exercise. The goal is to engage proper scapula protraction and proper core engagement. Don't lean so far forward to where you lose protraction. Only lean as far forward as you can to maintain proper form. 5 reps total for this exercise. Next up, we have feet elevated tuck to advance tuck planche. So you will need an elevated surface for this exercise. You put your feet on the elevated surface and curl into a tuck planche. Proper core engagement, proper scapula protraction, and from there, you lean forward into an advanced tuck. This exercise is a great drill for bridging the gap between tuck and advanced tuck planche. 10 reps total for this exercise. Lastly, we have banded scapula push ups. For this exercise, you want to emulate the proper form of a planche. That means proper core engagement and proper posterior pelvic tilt. You retract your scapula as much as possible, and then you protract it as much as possible. This strengthens the muscles responsible for holding protraction, and it is a super useful exercise for strengthening your planche game. You're going to want to rest for about 2 to 3 minutes between exercises and do a total of 3 sets per exercise. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to stay updated. Comment where you are on your planche journey down below.